the first card you have for your past is the Five of Wands. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm in a silly mood. Yes, I'm getting this really lost feeling around this card. This is a really confusing card. It's a little bit like one of those hidden object puzzles where you're not able to focus properly. There's no focal point on this card. It's kind of all over the place. It's a bit of a mess, actually. I think maybe you could have been learning something at this time, maybe in a new job or studying or something like that. And I think you did feel a little bit lost and a little bit out of place as well. Maybe you didn't know what to do. Maybe you were a little bit worried about asking for help. There might have been some unhelpful people around you. And I think everyone, to your mind at the time, everyone around you seemed to know what they were doing. And, eventually you will too. You'll get used to this and you'll be like that and you'll know what to do. And, if this is all resonating with you, I think you probably felt a little bit out of sync with everyone else. But this will change in time. It definitely will. All of these wands, if you look at all these people with all these wands, they're all linked, they're all intertwined, they're all kind of locked in, apart from the man on the left or the child or whoever it is on the left. I think these are children playing or something. So, yeah, the person on the left, their wand is kind of stuck up in the air and the others are all kind of locked in together. So, he's out of place with everyone else. And so that's probably how you felt. Feeling as if kind of you're on your own, no one was helping you properly, and you weren't getting the answers you needed, and everyone else knew what they were doing, and you were kind of outside of that, kind of scratching your head, thinking, oh, what am I going to do? And, also everyone in this card's busy, but no one seems to be happy. No one's in harmony. So there might have even been some kind of competitiveness around this. People kind of vying for being at the top or something like that. And I think, you will find your way eventually. You will, you'll find out who's helpful in this group. You'll find out who isn't. Yes, once again. And, you'll find out who you can approach, who you can't, who's whatever, who you can go to for this and that, who to kind of avoid as well. And, eventually you'll become more familiar with things. I'm seeing that. But I'm not sure if this is going to be something that you'll do forever. I mean, we never do anything forever, but what I mean is long term. I'm actually seeing this might be leading you to somewhere else, somewhere better actually. This was a bit like a stepping stone for you, and I think you knew that. And I think, you knew that this was leading you to better things. So maybe that was a part of what kept you going. You were kind of thinking, well, I'm here for now, I have to learn this, but then I'm going to go on and do something else after that. So that's kind of keeping me here, if that makes sense to you. So yes, the next card you have for your past is the Nine of Wands. So yes, you will work your way through this. You'll work your way through this lost feeling if you haven't already, because this is all in the past. And if you look at the man on this card, he looks as if he's a little bit unsure of himself. He looks a little bit lost as well. So it's a similar kind of thing I'm seeing in this card. But he is coming forward. So you are coming out of this. You are going to come forward through this. I'm also seeing you trying to guard yourself. There's a lot of confusion around this, and I think this might be around a love connection, and I think this might be around an ex. I'm seeing a conversation or someone wanting to start a conversation, and I think they might have wanted to get into contact with you, or they might have wanted to talk to you about something. And I think at one time you probably would have jumped back into this. You would have, oh, they're calling me, I have to talk to them. Oh, they're texting me, I have to answer them. I'm so happy. But at this time you were not feeling like that. So you kind of gotten over that and you'd moved on from that person. So yeah, there are a few reasons why I think that is. I'm seeing another person might be around you, maybe a new love connection or a potential one who you you might actually have your guard up around this person as well, or between you and this new person as well. Just a little bit, not so much. It's just, I think you've just been hurt, and I think you just have that up a bit against everyone, really, or you had at this time. But I think it will eventually come down. And I think the other reason why you didn't want to talk to them was, well, you'd moved on. But I think this ex might have actually messed you around when you're with them. I think they might have messed with your head, actually, because this man has a bandage around his head. So I think you knew that if you got into any kind of conversation with them about anything at all, anything, talking about the weather, anything, you just wouldn't know whether any of this was true or not. So they might have been playing games with you when you're with them, and in the end you just thought, is anything they say true? Is this true? Is that true? They could tell you anything and you'd be thinking, well, I just don't know if that's true. So I don't know where I am with them. So they're playing a lot of head games with you when you're with them. So yeah, so that's why you were staying away. And, again, I'm seeing you had moved on, and you had had a new person around you in some way, whether they're a relationship or whether they're someone who you were just talking to or something. But yes, you weren't interested. So the last card you have your past is the Queen of Wands. So yeah, this card's showing me your strength, and there are lions all over this card representing strength and representing you. And I think you had to be really strong for a long time. You had to be, especially while you're with this person, this ex, and when you just separated from them. It was very, very difficult for a long time after that, I think. And you might not have felt like it, but you're a lot stronger than you thought you were at the time, and you're a lot stronger than they were, actually, and you still are, I think. That's what I'm seeing. So you have wands everywhere, all through your past, and the next card in your present is the Ace of Wands. So there are wands everywhere. This is all fire action, lots of movement, and I think this ex might have thought at one time even that that you just come back to them easily. They just thought that they could text you, call them, or whatever, and you just come back. So yeah, they didn't have a very good opinion of you. They thought that you were quite weak in that way, but actually you weren't. You were very, very strong. And you didn't come back to them. And I think it was difficult for you at the beginning, because I was seeing that in the Nine of Wands, that you would have once wanted to come back to them, but then you kind of grew past that. But yeah, you were strong, you stayed strong. This is showing me how resilient you are as well. And this is showing me your ability to kind of work past difficult things and get through them. And I'm seeing that in the Nine of Wands as well. So, I think this ex actually missed having you around them. And I think what they missed about you was your strength. Very, very strong. And I think they might have even felt a bit helpless without you, because I think you were their strength. So, they'd never say that to you, though. They would never admit that to you. That's the kind of person they are. That's what I'm seeing. Sorry, cross watchers, that's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have your present is the Ace of Wands. So yes, more wands. You're really moving forward. This is movement, so much movement everywhere. You're moving forward, you're moving out of old situations that aren't right for you, which is fantastic, and into new things, into better things I'm seeing. So again, I'm seeing some work or studying or whatever this is in this card, whatever you were learning, and I'm seeing that this is a stepping stone. I'm seeing that again. And yes, there are some unhelpful people around this. There are some jealous people even around this. There's a kind of negative competitiveness around this. There's good, healthy competition, which is fine, of course. It can be motivating, good, healthy competition. There's nothing wrong with it. But there's also a bad kind of competition, the kind of thing that kind of brings the worst out in people. It can make people feel jealous. It can make people try and sabotage other people, that kind of very negative, bad, toxic kind of jealousy. Now, I'm not saying it's completely toxic and really terrible, but there is an element of that around this thing that you're learning or you're working or whatever. It might be a workplace. And I think yeah, I think if this resonates and you're having to deal with these kinds of people, just remember that you are going to bypass them. You are going to go past this situation. If you're in the workplace, of course, be civil, be businesslike. Just keep your opinions to yourself a bit. Don't be bad-tempered and all of that, especially if this is in the workplace. Rise above these people, and just remember that. Just remember in the back of your mind that you'll move forward. You'll move on to better things. That's what this is all about. Moving up, moving on to better things. And the better things, whatever you're going to move into, you'll feel very, very passionate about. This card's full of passion. So, you're moving into something. You need to take the step to move into something that you're going to be a lot more passionate about. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have your present is the Nine of Cups. So, yeah, again, you're a lot stronger, more content. This card can be about wishes coming through, contentment. This man's very content, emotionally content. You're a lot more emotionally content than you used to be, definitely a lot stronger than you were when you were on this axe. And there's strength all over this reading. But I'm still seeing these barriers that you do still have around you. And that's understandable. I can see why you do. I mean, you have been through a lot. And I'm actually seeing more than one person might have been asking you to do things or promising things to you, promising things but actually not caring about you. That's what I'm seeing, having another agenda, having an agenda behind what they were saying to you. And I think this happened in your past. This is just all coming up. I'm just seeing this now. So I think you might have been, for a long time, I think, in your life, you were thinking, what about me? What about my agenda? I have an agenda too, and nobody cares about where I'm going. Nobody cares about what I want to do. It's all their agenda, and I'm just here to they think I'm here to help their agenda along and be a side person for them and fix things for them. And I think a lot of that was in your life for a long, long time. And that's why I'm seeing you have this barrier around you. You're kind of not letting that kind of behavior in again this year. That's what I'm seeing. Yes, this man's alone. He's sitting there alone. So yes, you're alone. You're away from all of these kind of people that were doing this to you, which is really good. And he's smiling. So you're happy being away from all of these people that were doing this to you. You are slowly removing some of these barriers I'm seeing, especially around this newer relationship or this connection and that I'm seeing around you. And I think that this person, this love connection, might want to see more of you or know you on a deeper level or something like that. I think there are still some things about yourself that you're probably still keeping to yourself. Not in a sneaky way, you're not hiding any big secrets or anything like that, but I'm just sensing that you're probably still a little bit afraid to open up totally to them. You're not telling them everything about you. There's a curtain behind this man, and there are some things being hidden behind the curtain. So I think you will probably let this curtain down in time. You'll probably let them know you properly. But you're not hiding things to be sneaky. You're not hiding things in a bad way. You just still have that barrier up. You're still hiding part of yourself because you don't want to kind of open yourself up at this time. You're starting to, though. You're starting to. I'm seeing that. So the last card you have, your present, is Justice. Yes, I think this person, this new connection, this love connection, I think this relationship or this potential relationship, whatever it is, I think it certainly can be very serious. It might already be serious. If it's not, it has the potential to be serious, I'm seeing. And but again, you're doing things in your time. You're doing things when you're ready. Things might be moving slowly with this. And this card's also showing me that there are a few things about yourself that you're hiding from them. They don't know yet. There's a curtain behind this woman as well. So there's a curtain in this card behind her, and there's a curtain behind the man in the Nine of Cups as well. So again, this is showing me you're not showing them all of you. You're not opening up totally to them. The Justice card can also be about karma, getting what you give out. Or in your case, I think it might be about giving out what you've been getting. So this is why you're guarded, I think. I think, you haven't received much from life or from the people you've had around you in your past, especially last year. I'm seeing with these people who had an agenda, and I'm seeing that all over this reading, that you're guarded because of what's happened to you in your past. So at this time, I think, you're still only prepared to give what you've been getting, until you see things improving. And things are improving, they definitely are, I'm seeing that. But I think as you gradually come out of this, as you accept more love from this new person and from other people as well, you will open up a bit more. And I am seeing that this person's good for you. If this is resonating with you, I think you are going to give a lot more. You are going to open up a lot more to them in time. And, again, this is all happening slowly. It's happening at your pace, but it is happening. I'm actually getting a really good feeling about this. This is coming out of the bad stuff and going into the new. So it's really fantastic. So yes, the first card you have for your future is the Four of Swords. So, yeah, I think this person who you're seeing, the newer person, they might have been through a lot of hurt as well, actually, in their past, in the more recent past. They might have gone through a difficult breakup or something like that, or maybe even a difficult divorce it might have been. So I think they probably understand you. They probably understand why you want to take things slowly. They totally understand all of that. And I think they might still actually be dealing with their ex in some way, not in a romantic way. Don't worry about that. Please don't think that they're kind of getting back together with their ex or anything like that. Definitely not. It might be that they have children around them, or with their ex, or it might be that they have some practical things that they have to deal with around their ex. They have to finish up or something like that. So I think, maybe they have a business with them. It might be that, could be something. So I think, if this takes them away from you sometimes, whether this is physically or mentally, they might be thinking about them, planning things, or texting them or something. Try not to stress about this, because I'm seeing that whatever they're doing around their ex, or whatever this is, they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. And I'm just looking at the man or the statue on this card, and obviously he's lying down, and he looks peaceful. He looks completely in peace, but maybe he isn't feeling very peaceful. He has these swords hanging above his heads, and I wouldn't be either. I wouldn't be very peaceful if I had swords hanging above my heads either. So maybe you're looking peaceful on the surface. Maybe you're saying to them, "Oh, it's fine. You go and talk to them. I don't mind," or whatever. But inside yourself, you might be really kind of stressed about all of this, worrying about all of this, and it's understandable if someone talks to their ex, spends time with them. Of course, that's going to happen. It's it happens to a lot of people. But if this resonates, please don't be stressed about this. I keep on seeing that. I'm not seeing any reason for you to feel worried about them. I think they're just dealing with practical things, and these are things that they have to deal with, and they're doing the right thing. And this is showing that they're a caring person. They're still there to kind of make sure ends are tied up properly. If this is a child, they're spending time with them. So this is a good thing. This is a nice thing. They're doing the right thing. I keep on seeing that all over this. They're doing the right thing, so don't worry. So the next card you have in your future is, yes, the Three of Swords. So, yeah, they did go through some kind of bad breakup. They went through some kind of difficult thing. It might have been a divorce. I'm seeing that again. So there might have even been a third party involved, which I see in this card sometimes. But I'm not seeing any bitterness around them. They're not happy when they think about this ex, or when they talk to them. They're not jumping up and down and, smiling and laughing, of course. But they're not bitter. They're not resentful. They're not angry. They're not after revenge. None of those things. They're a very mild, very calm person. This is someone who sees things very simply, if that makes sense. They don't have, they don't hold grudges. They don't have these big, complex, nasty agendas or anything like that. So I think this is a really fantastic person to have around you. So I really hope this is resonating with you. And if you are single, if you're not with anyone, this might be someone who you're going to meet. So I really hope that you do, if you are single, because this is a fantastic person I'm seeing. And if you are with them, that's fantastic. So don't stress around them, because I keep on seeing you are a little bit stressed. Don't be. And that might be some kind of a hangover from what this ex had done to you as well. You're probably still feeling a little bit vulnerable because of what you've been through as well. So the first card you have for your future is the Seven of Cups. So yes, this is a very confusing, strange card. It's a very difficult card. I think this ex or this person from your past, I think this is an ex actually, I think they might be thinking about you actually. Not just about you. I don't think it's just about you. I think the focus might be on their life that they had when they were with you. I think things were better in their life when they were with you. Now that may or may not have something to do with you. Their life might have just been better when they were with you. It might have been a good time in their life. They might have had a better job. They might have lived in a better place. They might have had a better life, in their eyes anyway. I think they're probably thinking about that at this time. And I think they might be comparing the way their life is now with the way it used to be. And I think they might be a little bit trapped in a dream, if that makes sense. They might be struggling to move forward in their lives, because I think they might be looking backwards. And I think everyone does this sometimes, but I think they might have had a sort of an ideal version of what their life was like in the past, and they were seeing only the good things. And nobody has all good or all bad. We all have a mixture of good and bad in our lives at any time in our lives. Even when we're going through our worst, there are still some little good things there. And even when we're going through our best, there are still some little annoying things that go on as well. So nothing's ever perfectly good or bad. But I think they're seeing things, they are seeing their life at this time, their past life as, or their life they used to have, as an ideal, fantastic thing. Oh, it was so much better then. I had this great place I was living in, and I was happy in my life. I had this great job. I had these great friends around me. I was doing this, I was doing that. Oh, I was doing this great thing. And they're seeing that as a kind of an amazing time. And they can't move forward because they're just thinking about that. Now, there's nothing wrong with remembering good times, thinking about that, but I think they're really stuck there. And, there's no point in doing that. You can only move forward. So they really have to start thinking about what's ahead of them. And I think, they're really stuck in their dream life, I think. And this is all tied up with you as well, because this is why I'm seeing this, that they're not seeing that. It's not like, oh, I had a great, fantastic time when I was with them. It's more like you were there at that time, so you're a part of that, if that makes sense. Now, I think that this new person that you're with, if this is resonating with you, I think that they're actually the complete opposite of this kind of dreamy, crazy stuff. And I think that deep down there might be a part of you that likes a little bit of that dreamy romanticness. You miss a little bit of that. You don't miss them. But I think maybe when they first got together with you, they were kind of like, oh, I love you, I want to marry you, we're going to have a honeymoon. It's going to be in the Caribbean, it's going to be amazing, there are going to be palm trees and water, and you're going to have a beautiful time, and you'll be in a castle like a princess, all this crazy stuff. Now, I'm exaggerating, but they might have said all these amazing things, and you might have loved that about them, because they had a very romantic, dreamy side. And it was all real. It was all unreal. It wasn't in reality. But you might be missing a little bit of that, and this new person might not be like that. They're very down to earth. They're very calm. They don't have that about them. And I think this card is here to tell you to kind of be grateful for what you have, and don't look at that and want that, because there's nothing behind it. It's like it's all kind of cloudy, it's all up in the clouds like this card. It's not real. People can say anything to you, people can promise anything to you. It's not real unless they actually show you that and do that for you. It's not real. And this new person, if this is resonating, they're real. They're real. And even if you're single, even if you haven't met this person, your life now is real. Whether it's good, bad, otherwise, and I am seeing it as good, it's getting better, it is real. And you cannot rely on something that isn't real. So that's what I'm seeing there. Just be grateful for that. I'm not trying to kind of preach to you and say be grateful for what you have or whatever, but